All right, here we go. Get in here, would ya? Boston has officially entered the chat. Travis Thomas here, my main man, George Balekji, and you, our co-host. We're all in here. Boston has entered the chat, and you know what I'm going to say. Hit us up on our hotline, 617-790-0928. Oh, you don't want to call? Leave us a message? No problem. You can email us, thechat@nesson.com. Oh, you can't email us? You want to send us tweets? Do that, too. We take them all. We're all chatting here in Boston has entered the chat. How you doing, my friend?
Doing great. Father's Day was good?
It was good. It was good. My kids are still extremely young, so it's not like I'm not getting like real Father's Day presents yet. Like, I'm ready. I need these kids to get jobs. You understand? Like, I'm ready. Start contributing to the household. Maybe get dad a nice gift card to Dunkies or something. So they're not.
That's a nice gift card, Dunkin'? Not to crap on Dunkin'.
What is your problem?
But I'm just like, you should want like a nice like steak dinner or something.
I mean, the kids aren't going to do that. I certainly don't want them making that, and they're not going to make that kind of cabbage yet. That's on mom. But mom's taking care of me. I don't have any complaints. But my kids are still at the age where they're like drawing my little card and it says Happy Father's Day. Cool, but I'm ready for you to get a job.
That's the most dad take you could have on Father's Day. That's all it is. Like, talking about, man, like, our fridge is old. And then dad's like, who's paying for the fridge?
That's right.
That's what you just dropped right there.
Nothing wrong with that. But, hey.
I'm happy you had a good one.
That's old news, yesterday's paper. Let's talk about tonight. I mean, Celtics. Can you close out at home, please, in 5 games? Now, we always start this fine Boston has entered the chat program with a let me get this off of my chest. And you know what? George, you do the honors in honor of Game 5 tonight.
It all happened. It comes back to Game 4 for me on this one.
Okay.
And this is Derek Lively doing a sideline interview between the third and fourth quarter with Lisa Salters saying, just coming out here and being the aggressor. We figured out what the game plan is. We figured out what schemes they like to run. Now it's going to come down to us to be able to guard. All of us are talking to each other. This is the type of basketball the Mavericks play. It took you 4 damn games to find that. It took you 3 games of getting your ass kicked. Derek Lively couldn't even be on the floor for the first 2 games, and you're going to come out and say this? Look, love the kid, love his story, love his style of play.
Yep.
He learned really quickly what it's like to be a rookie in the NBA Finals.
Right.
Come on, this is the type of basketball the Mavericks play. Honestly, as a basketball fan in all this, not even someone that predicted the Mavericks would win this series, you would want this team to show up 2 games ago, like the Mavericks to show up that we saw in the first 3 rounds to make this an interesting finals. The Celtics are going to win. This city is going to celebrate, and I absolutely love it for Boston, the fans, being in the city while it all happens. But for Derek Lively to come out, this is the type of basketball the Mavericks play. Look, hey, that false bravado, that false confidence you got, or probably real confidence they have now,
Sure.
Whatever you need to tell yourself if you want to sustain and carry forward this style of play, go ahead and do it. But, man, that's 4 games too late, and that's spoken like a real rook.
Yeah, I mean, I always told you can't trust those Dukies. But meanwhile, Jason Tatum, I love you.
You have a Duke that's about to win
I
the
know.
ring.
They say, Jason Tatum, I love you. Look, as it pertains to Game 5, let's go back to Game 4, as you said. You know, I think what happened is the Celtics bought into their own hype. I think they were kicking the Mavs' butt so much. And just like they hear the criticism when we are critical of Tatum late in games, or we're critical of Missoula's decision-making, or we're critical of whatever we're critical of, they also hear the praise, I think. And so what happened there was they're going against a Mavericks team who they've already beat down 3 times. No problem. We're going to go in their building. We're going to win this title. No big deal. No sweat off the brow. And the Mavericks are like, no, you're not. I mean, first of all, there's no pressure on the Mavericks whatsoever. It's all on Boston. And it's with each game that passes that you don't close the Mavericks out, that pressure only mounts. So the Mavericks are Game 4 playing with house money literally in their house. Nothing to lose. At this point, it's just like we don't want to get embarrassed further. So let's go. Roll the ball out and play. Jason Kidd even said after the game he felt like one team was there to celebrate and his team was there to play a basketball game. I think he's absolutely right.
Poking the bear a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that because he's right. I think Lively is full of shack. I think him saying we got something figured out is nonsense. No, you don't. This is what you got figured out. It all ends tonight. Hold that L, because I think the Celtics finish them off in 5. But you are at home now. You do have a chance to close this out.
Yeah.
The first thing above everything. You have to at least match the energy of the Mavericks. I thought Game 4, it was clear which team whose hair was on fire and which one
who was
wasn't.
desperate because they knew their life was on the line.
That's right. That's right. So you, as a Celtics now at home, need that same desperation to get this over, because you lose Game 5, George, and we start having conversations about 6 or 7, that pressure only gets greater. That tension only begins to mount even more. I think it needs to end in the night, and I believe it will.
It has to end tonight. You don't want it to go 6 because then stuff gets tight. 6 in Dallas, but I'm not even going to get there because I do predict Celtics close out this finals in Game 5 at home, which you love to see for a team is win on their home floor. More importantly, what you saw in Game 4. Now, the Mavericks did figure some things out. Scrambling on defense, being aggressive with your switches, helping out with the doubles, and making sure to rotate over and make life difficult for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Like PJ Washington, simply just be strong, stay in front of Jaylen Brown. The help will come, but then you got to rotate back. It's all about the switches and them doing that. What happens when Kristaps Porzingis can't be out there for his team is that the Celtics themselves can't switch on everything, and they don't have 5 true options on offense. Because if it's an Al Horford, if it's a Peyton Pritchard playing significant minutes, and the targets go there and everything. But the Mavericks defensively were figuring out scrambling, just simply out hustling them, killing them on the boards.
Yep.
And then on offense, even the way they were attacking the Celtics switches, because they know what Drew Holiday is going to do every single time is fight over screens and get through it with no issue. They were finding the mismatches they can, where they can, and especially going deep and into the paint. I mean, what do they have? 60 of their 122 points in the paint, going in, attacking inside, putting the pressure. But I just put a lot of desperation there.
Yeah.
And also what we saw with when Drew Holiday and Derek White are 6 for 18 from the floor.
Right.
And the Jays are 7 for 22 from the floor. A lot of in and outs for the Celtics. There's one of those you're watching, it goes, it's the other team's night with the difficulty of shot that was dropping and the misses that the Celtics were getting on a lot of bunnies. Then there's the Maxi Kleba boost, the Dante Exum boost that they were getting. PJ Washington stepping into trailing threes and hitting. Yeah. You had a team that was down 0-3, desperate, fighting for their lives. Comes down to one more home game for them to push it back to 5 and extend the series for whatever it is that's going to happen. The Celtics going into Game 4, won 10 straight leading into that. 10 straight wins in the NBA at any point is impressive, let alone the playoffs and the finals.
In any sport.
You're bound to let up.
Yeah.
And that's what the Celtics did. I'm not worried about them at all in Game 5. What they have to do for the Celtics is not get into the ISO game, continue to go for the driving kicks, keep the flow of the offense going. The red flag I do have for the Celtics tonight is you go back to Game 3, and this is 5 straight quarters without their offense getting into any rhythm. Weren't able to get out on the fast break in Game 4 because the Mavericks are hitting everything. 50% from the floor, 40% from 3, but also the starters were pulled with 14 minutes to go in the game.
Right.
So you have to get out right away, get good, smart looks, high-quality looks for your guys. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, get them started. And the same with the Derek White and Drew Holidays. When they aren't clicking, and I'm talking about those main 4, their big 4, then it's going to affect the rest of the team. That makes sense. But those are their best players. Still in all this, no matter what I saw in Game 4, that happens. It's the NBA Finals. The Mavericks finally showed up. Luka shut up and didn't talk to the refs. The role players filled them out.
That's right.
I think cream rises to the top no matter what, and the Celtics close it out in 5.
All right, let me give you a panic button-inducing scenario, okay? You and I are both confident, saying it with our chest, that the Celtics close them out in 5. But let's say we're wrong. Here's where I'm going to hit the panic button. It's not even nervousness. It's full-blown panic. I'm an extreme personality. It is either fully confident that it's over tonight or, oh, my God, everything's on fire.
Yep, that's you.
So here's my panic. Assuming, for the sake of the conversation, the Mavericks win Game 5, you're likely only going to win that game if Kyrie has finally cracked the Da Vinci Code and plays well in Boston. Now I'm worried. Because on one hand, you already have the pressure mounting of, oh, my goodness, is this team going to blow a 3-0 lead? And you're going back to Dallas. But also, and maybe more important, Kyrie has figured out how to play well on your home court, and you could be in trouble. You come back here for 7. He's got that confidence. he's coming off a big game 5 here, and he says, you know what, I'm going to bury all these fans who hate my guts. That is panic-inducing. That stuff is nightmare fuel for me. Kyrie in a Game 7 in Boston just giving the Celtics a business. Oh, my God. I don't think I could ever recover from such things.
It shouldn't be this Kyrie giving you worries, though. It'd be Luka in that whole scenario.
Yeah, but Luka's giving you the business regardless where he is. My point is,
if Kyrie can follow up, I don't think he can in Boston.
Well, neither do I, but I'm saying for the sake of the convo, if Dallas wins tonight, it's probably because he did figure it out.
I mean, yeah, they did combine for 50 points in Game 4. And even go back to Game 3 where it came down to Luka fouling out, which really got it away. And then Jaylen Brown closed out. Again, they combined for 60+. Kyrie, the last 2 games, has found his shot, found his offensive flow. And what the Mavericks are doing, again, and I know I ripped on Lively, but it's also this is the Mavericks showing up. That's why I was ripping on them. They're going out. They're playing physical. They're going to see what the refs call. And let's not keep it anything shy of the NBA didn't want this to be a sweep. They couldn't afford for it to be a sweep. So the refs have a little looser whistle, a Scott Foster, the extender. But no matter what, the Mavericks are going to attack the paint. Same thing defensively, crowd, like Kyrie defending Jason Tatum. All up in his space. And unless the refs call it, he's going to keep doing it. And Tatum, same thing as Brown, never got into a rhythm. But you say it's like Da Vinci Code for Kyrie. I honestly think it's karma at this point. And unless he sacrifices like 7 rabbits at midnight the night before the game under a full moon, I don't know how he breaks out of that. It's him stepping on Lucky. It's all the kumbaya stuff that he preaches. And all of him saying, you know, I was going through a lot when I was in Boston. End of the day, Kyrie, there is something mental in him as a human being where he walks into that place and he created more anxiety and pressure than he should already have. It being the finals. In Boston alone, it's everything he did when he was here, everything he said. You don't like the Rabbits comment?
Listen, I
believe it is karma at this point for him.
If anyone would do it to reverse the karma, it would be flat earth, tassels on his shoe, Kyrie.
He did do Sage in the building.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Like you joke, but he may actually do that.
Something like that would come out.
Hide your rabbits and your pets.
I just see what this defense is for the Celtics, and it's so dumb, but it's what they were all year. It's flipping a switch back to.
Sure.
We're at home.
Yeah.
Let's not mess around.
Breathe, right?
Let's not make this become all of a sudden a best of 3 series now. When we've done the work over the first 4 or 5 games of winning 3, where the Celtics lock in. There is that of Kyrie figuring it out, but it's also, is Dante Exum going to kill you again? Is Derek Lively going to hit a corner 3, his first 3-point made of his entire NBA career? He's a rookie. Yeah. Is Tim Hardaway came off the bench late. Maxi Kleba, he's still going to kill you. Don't give him these open looks. For a team that prides itself on defense, and that's the makeup of it all, take it. And again, too, I think it's important when you have an older team, especially with Al Horford being a focal point. 1 day off between 3 and 4, 2 days off between 4 and 5. That's important for a guy like Al. Xavier Tillman stepped up. I still don't know what to expect from Kristaps Porzingis. Just saying that he would only be available in specific scenarios. I don't know what that means. Yeah. That tells me you want him available, but he can't actually be an impact guy on the floor.
I'm not buying it.
It comes down to the Jays. This championship it comes down to them. And then the guys like Drew Holiday, too, to keep the composure and all of it. I just do not see this going past 5. And it speaks to the skill level of the Celtics team, where we've seen the Mavericks say, this is the Mavericks team. And I'm watching them like, this is the Mavs team I've seen the last 3 rounds. Mm-hmm. What's more important to me and why I'm saying it's going to be a 5-game finals, that's it, wrapped up in 5, is because what's the Celtics team we've seen the first 3 games?
Yeah.
Absolutely dominant. Making the Mavericks not being able to figure anything out. And while Luka could cook and go out and get triple doubles, the rest of his guys can't figure it out. I'm going with this Celtics team I've seen in the finals, and they close this out with 5.
Yeah, listen, you talk about it has to be the Jays bringing you home in a closeout game. I completely agree. What's your gut, since we both like the Celtics to win? Who has the championship moment? Is it Jason Tatum? Is it Jaylen Brown? Because every title team has that signature moment. A player takes over, like for the sake of combo, Jaylen Brown has 30 tonight. And it's like, oh, that was Jaylen Brown's moment. He's finals MVP. Or Jason Tatum goes off, gets a triple-double in a win, a closeout game. Maybe he's your MVP. There's got to be a signature moment. And I personally think it's going to come from one of them. I do not see a Derek White, although I'll take it. I don't see a Derek White hitting 7 threes and a signature.
He'll hit a late 3 if you need him to.
Hey, listen. It could happen, but I'm just saying I think it's likely going to be Brown or Tatum if you had to pick one of them having the signature game, the signature moment, who would you go with? Probably Jaylen Brown, right?
Maybe they already had that in Game 3. If you think about that big lead, that 20-point fourth quarter lead disappearing, going 8 minutes without a basket. Ball getting stale, things getting tight, first game in Dallas of the final series. But then the response of what we saw from Jaylen Brown, hitting 4 shots in the fourth quarter. Jrue Holiday, finally, after rushing a few shots, calming the oceans, driving in, finding Derek White for the 3. But you're asking me about Game 5. I would give it same thing to the guy I've seen step up in the finals and can put the final pieces of a fantastic playoff run together. It's in Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
He's been the closer. In Game 3, it was Tatum to open, Jaylen Brown to close it. They combined for 60+. But I think in Game 5, it's Jaylen Brown. And again, it's on the defense.
Yeah.
It's him and Jrue Holiday, what they do to Luka and Kyrie. But on the other end, his late game shot making, him being relentless and attacking the rim. He has not been good at all from 3 this series, but instead of trying to force it and keep falling back to that, he says, I'm going to the rim. I'm going to get a basket here. The only way you're stopping me is you're going to foul me. And even if you foul me, it's likely to be an and one. Just to have that relentless mindset of him to be locked in. And in the fourth quarter, him wanting the ball in his hands, if you had to give me someone, I would say it's Jaylen Brown in all this.
Yeah, I would agree, just because he's been consistently the closer, if you will. I would agree that it would be Jaylen Brown. But the thing I would caution you about Jason Tatum is, he can stuff a stat sheet. So if you're looking at a triple-double type game from him, and he can have some big shots down late, not saying he hits some game winner, but if he can hit a dagger late, or he can just kind of be solid at the end of the game, doesn't even have to be special. If he has a triple-double, it could also be his moment as well. He's the type to have the assists, to have the rebounds along to go with the points. All right, let's pivot now to the ice. We both think the Celtics get banner 18. Well, in the Stanley Cup Final, the Oilers have entered the chat. I mean, you and I both picked the Panthers at the start of the series. I don't even remember how many games
I said 6.
You said 6. Okay, I don't even remember what I had, but I do remember we both had the Panthers, and it looked like it was going to be no problem there. Hot knife through butter, through the oil, and then the Oilers come out 8-1. That final score as they beat down the Panthers. We thought the Celtics got beat down. So did the Panthers. Do the Oilers come back now? So that series 3-1. Oh, no.
No,
okay.
I'm just not.
All
I'm
right.
shaking it off.
Yeah.
Again, desperation.
No
It's
shot.
hockey. No.
All right.
From down 3-0 to push them like this. Because what am I seeing to start this series? Look, you're going to have that game. First 3 games, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, they're 3
Yep.
best players for the Oilers.
Yep.
Combined 3 points, 0 goals. All those points coming from McDavid. Yes, they exploded 8-1 in Game 4, right, to win that and steal it. But what have the Panthers done? And what do they do, too, of the teams they've gone through to get to this point? Let's start with them just being able to outlast and overcome the best goalie in the playoffs in Jeremy Swayman.
Yeah.
Then you take on another elite goalie, an Igor Shesterkin in the Rangers, but also an elite offense, and completely take them out of their game. Mika Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin, Chris Kreider, Trouba, those guys never getting comfortable. That's what they've done to the Oilers. The Panthers come in, they take you out of your game plan completely. They play their brand of game, so I think they revert back. Maybe it goes 6. Do the Oilers come back all the way? No. And, hey, Skinner in Game 4, great. 32 saves. Good game, man. Good game, Stewie, you did great. You're a 6 still. It's just, we've seen what these teams are and how special this Panthers team is, from their top 4 lines.
Yes.
Right? All their forwards, to how the defense knows how to protect Sergei Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
And they just know how to play
Coaching.
Bob. And Bob's been good.
They're good at home, too, and that's where I'm at. If this game's in Edmonton, maybe I'd look at it differently. But I think being at home ice, I think they close it out. It's going to be all kinds of rats being thrown on that damn ice.
Oh, I hate those
I
rats.
hate the rats, too. Confetti and all, but popping champagne there. The only thing, and it kind of reminds me of what I was saying about Kyrie in the Celtics series, the only caution to the win that I have is Connor McDavid is awake now. And he is a kind of player.
Finally scored a goal.
That's what I'm saying. He's a kind of player that can take over a series. I don't give a damn how good your defense is. That dude gets going, there is nothing you can do. And so that's the one thing, and it's kind of what I was saying with Kyrie. If Kyrie can have a big game in Boston tonight, now I'm nervous. Connor McDavid has shown up. He has entered the chat. If he goes off in Game 5 here, in the same scenario, he goes to Florida and goes off and keeps the oil alive. Watch the hell out, because that is a guy who can all of a sudden get hot and take over the world. So I have a little trepidation on that, but I'm willing to stick with my prediction that the Panthers get it done, and why not at home in a closeout game. So I agree with you there. We're in lockstep with both the NBA and the NHL finals.
Just going 5.
So we're screwed. It means we're destined. Both are going 7 now. We're the kiss of death. But what say you? 617-790-0928. That's a Boston has entered the chat hotline. We always play your messages and get to them, so leave us a message there. You can also email us, thechat@nesson.com, and send us your tweets as well. We always show those. How do you feel as a Boston fan about the Panthers winning the Stanley Cup? Does it bother you at all?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, like, Bruins took them 6.
They did.
Had a great bounce back in Game 5 after losing 3 straight, especially in the fashion that calls didn't go their way, right?
Right.
And the series was decided on a fluky goal. Like, Jeremy Swayman played his ass off.
Don't forget the refs. Oh.
Yeah, so you get more into it than me. I just emptied out my gas tank on the refs after that non-call on the goalie interference. So I just don't even want to give them any.
You don't acknowledge them.
Yeah, just like they're dead to me. They're all dead to me. All the refs in the NHL, just dead to me. You see dead people. But what was it like? How you're going to be upset? You're going to hate on the Panthers? They came out and kicked your ass.
Yeah.
2
years in a row.
End of the day, couldn't score goals. Like the shortcoming was on offense of creating opportunities. You never got comfortable. Couldn't break the puck out. Couldn't get through your neutral zone. Couldn't keep the possession and play clean hockey when you're in the offensive zone. So if Bruins fans should feel any type of way, at least you lost to the champs. I'm not saying it's going to feel great and you're going to be happy for Florida.
Right.
But this team came out. What they did last year, you hate them for that. They ruined history. But at the same time, when you're a team as special as that Bruins team was, that's your own undoing, and it's your fault you dropped that series. And then that Panthers team was broken down by the time they got to the Cup Finals against the Knights.
That's right.
This year's Panthers team is healthy, got healthy at the right time, getting guys back into their lineup. The way they're built, it took balls to pull it off on the trades they had to pull off. It took all of them buying into Paul Maurice. It took playing this brand of hockey for an entire season, which isn't easy. No egos, team game. But you watch and you go, we lost to the Stanley Cup champs. We took them 6. We hung tough with them. We showed resiliency against them. Again, I go into how Game 6 ended. That fluky goal wasn't a blowout. Take some solace in it, but I don't think you should be hating on the Panthers at all.
I agree. I'll even go back 1 year further than what you did. I think you laid it out perfectly of how they beat the Bruins in the first round, 2 years ago. And then this year, obviously, we saw what happened. But I'll go back even the year before that, before they beat the Bruins, that historic regular season Bruins team in the first round. The year before that, the Panthers won the President's Trophy. I mean, they were the best team in all of hockey, and they bowed out early as well. So this is a team, if anything, I agree. I don't think Bruins fans should hate at all. I mean, I know a lot of Bruins fans that don't give a rat's ass about this finals. Like, once the Bruins went out, they were just over it, and they don't care. But in the end, I mean, I think you can take a lot of solace or even motivation in a sense of a Panthers team that just kept knocking on the door. They were coming up short. It just kept knocking on the door, and now they're finally kicking the damn door in and getting the Stanley Cup, and that's how it goes sometimes. And so, we've had a couple years here where the Bruins have felt close, no cigar. You re-up and you reload and you go back and you do it again, and maybe next year it can be your year. I agree.
It's still a team that needs something more in their top 6 for the Bruins.
Yes.
And you can see how close you are to the potential Stanley Cup champions of this year in the Panthers. Yes. But you watch this. If it was the Leafs, if it was the Canadians,
that's different.
Different type of way all the way. I agree, right?
Yeah.
If it was the Penguins even, I understand.
Agreed.
But it's the Panthers. They're the best team in the NHL this season. They've been the best team in these playoffs.
Yes.
They win it. You look and you go, if we ended our season the way we did, which was tough, after that magic of the first round, of how close I had to still be in Game 7, at least it's to the Stanley Cup champions. It's what you don't have to root for them, but you watch and you see that brand of hockey and you go, good for them. I mean, they just play dirty, gritty. We're going to muck it up, mother effing hockey.
Yeah,
that's just like.
But guess what? That's Stanley Cup winning hockey.
And they're going to do this when everyone's saying the champ will come out of the West. The champ will come out of the West.
I was
the champ
saying
will come out of the West.
Yeah.
The Avs, the Stars. I said the same thing. I thought it'd be the Stars.
Yep.
Panthers, they play their brand. They don't get into the speed of the West, and they win.
Well, listen, it's not by accident that in the past handful of years, it's really been the same cluster of teams out east. And I think you brought up a good point when you started naming these randos. If it's them, if the Leafs are going on some deep run and have a chance to get a cup, okay, of course, we're all hating on that. But if you look at the Eastern Conference, it's been in any order. The order has changed, but really it's been Rangers, it's been Canes, it's been Bruins, and it's been Panthers. It's been those four. And then you just change the order of the standings, but it's really been those four in terms of teams that feel like real contenders that can win the cup. And that's why I don't think Bruins fans are really hating here, because it makes sense. This isn't a team that's come out of nowhere. Quite frankly, the Panthers have earned their right to be here and have earned the right to hoist that cup.
At least it's not a team from Canada winning. If the Panthers hold on.
If the Panthers hold on.
It's not a Canadian team winning the cup.
Right.
Let that drought go 38 years, baby.
You are cold-blooded, man.
Yeah.
How about this?
Cold-blooded American. That's we're warm-blooded.
Because America, that's why. How about this? J.J. Redick has now been formally interviewed by the Lakers, and many are
That's not the podcast that him and LeBron do? I thought that was like a on-the-fly interview.
The interview?
Yeah, I thought that was like a baptism by the fire.
Well, that's not formal.
Audition.
That's an informal. You're just going out for a coffee.
Hanging with LeBron.
Talking about potentially being.
I do like Mind the Game. I do love
too.
that pod too.
Now, here's my question. Who's going to be on that pod after J.J. Redick gets fired in 2 years? It'll be LeBron and who? Because I don't see this happening.
Is that a JJ pod or a LeBron pod?
Well, whoever. I tell you one damn thing. J.J. Redick is getting hired, potentially, to get fired eventually.
Allegedly.
Right. Because, look, here's the other thing. If I'm J.J. Redick, I think I feel a type of way about, and I get it. Dan Hurley's a great all-time coach. I'm not hating there. But I'm feeling a little type of way if I'm J.J. Redick that, okay, we're flirting with the idea of me being the coach of the Lakers. All of a sudden, the Hurley news gets out. Now that's hot and heavy. It's looking like he may be the guy. That breaks down for whatever reason. And then all of a sudden, I get the text, the old "you up." I get the old, "Hey, what you doing? Hey, you still out? Hey, big head, now you're texting me? I mean, after you just flirted with this guy in front of my face, you threw all kinds of money at him that he turned down. Now, all of a sudden, my hotline is blinging? Oh, you want to see what I'm doing? Hell no. I am not Mr. Two to anyone. I am not Sloppy Seconds. You can't come back around me after you done talk to him.
After never being a head coach before at any level.
Yes, that's right. That's
the
right.
Los Angeles Lakers.
That's right.
Not the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I don't give a damn who
Not
it
the
is.
Utah Jazz.
I don't care.
Not the Charlotte
J.J.
Hornets.
Redick, where's your pride, man?
Not
where's
the
your
ABA.
pride? That's right.
Not the Euro League.
Wouldn't care.
Not even like low-level Division II basketball, which
Wouldn't care.
is great. I've covered that.
I would tell the Lakers, you guys chose. Go get somebody else. That's
Lakers.
what I would do.
Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers.
The Los Angeles Lakers.
The same Lakers that Hurley turned down.
You get on
Yes.
one NBA bench. You can stick on any.
Kenny,
All the money they're giving
let
you.
me ask you this.
$11.5 million a year.
He ain't getting that. J.J. Redick ain't
That's
gonna
the
get
price you're paying me that.
Nah, hell no.
Because you're the Lakers and you're going to get turned down by a college coach and a podcaster?
Bro.
That's what's about to happen?
Maybe.
You're giving me an 11.5.
He's not getting
You're
11.
giving me 12.
We can make a
All
show
right, go
bet
have
right
your
now.
third option.
Let's make a show bet right now.
All right.
JJ, well,
Let's do
first
it.
of all,
No, what is it?
hold on.
No.
Sometimes they don't disclose terms. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see. But if they disclose it, I guarantee J.J. Redick ain't getting no damn $11.5 million.
Oh, so you want to make a bet based on the money that he's going to make?
Yeah.
Oh, so not if he gets the job or not if he takes
He's
it.
going to take the job. I'm saying what I would do.
Got it.
I would feel a type of way
All
if
right.
I'm J.J. Redick.
So
Now, if you
if
talk
he-
to Hurley first and it breaks down and you call me, no problem. But if all the rumors were it was J.J. Redick's job, right? Well, that's what we were hearing. It's a done deal. We're just waiting on the ink
It was
to
never
sign.
Woj. You know, it was Shams.
See, now you're
And then
you're
you're-
starting to beef. Now you're doing the Kendrick Drake
dude,
thing.
there are guys when they put it out, you're like, that's legit. It's gospel, you know?
Shams is so you're gonna tell me Shams doesn't deserve to be up there? Of course he does.
Shams does, but it was only one side, you know? Normally it's
Right.
just like you'll get two different reports and both reporting. Woj was quiet in the corner the whole time, man. Never really putting out the JJ reports.
Shams was quiet during the Hurley.
And you know why? Because Woj and Hurley and the Jersey connection and all that.
Right.
And it turned out to be true.
It did.
So that was Woj's, like he was waiting for that and he got his haymaker in there. I want to get back to this bet. So if JJ,
he's not getting 11.
What's the over under? 11.7?
He's not getting it, bro. He's not going to sniff that.
So let's set it at what? 11?
He's not going to sniff it, dog.
So
we can set it where you want.
Over under 11.1 million a year.
Deal.
Okay, you're taking the under.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm taking the over.
He's going to get half.
If he gets under 11 point, oh my God, I'm going to do this. If he gets under 11.1 million, I'll come on the show. I'll have a mustache after that contract's finalized. I will shave this beard, which I would hate to do. I'll rock a mustache until it grows back.
If he gets 11 or up, I will grow a mustache. Let's do it.
Oh, so it's just a mustache online?
Just a mustache off.
I like it. I was going to say you have to wear a wig of my choice.
No, hell no.
No?
No. Mustache is.
What if JJ doesn't get the job?
Well, all bets are off.
Okay.
He's going to get the job, though.
Okay.
Listen, I would argue, going back to when you were like, well, what if it's, this team or that team? I would actually argue he would be better off going to a crappy franchise that isn't winning anything and starting there as a literal rookie head coach in this league than going to Los Angeles where these damn fans and their ownership, I mean, they have got to be the most delusional damn people in the world to think that they are close to what? You're not close to anything. LeBron is 157 years old. You
Still
can't
playing
count
at a high level.
You can't. He is, but you can't count on AD.
Nope.
You're going to draft Bronny. Good luck with that. And then what? You're not beating the Nuggets still. You're not going to beat the Thunder. I would argue you're not going to beat the Timberwolves, the Mavericks. So what's that? I just named 4 teams off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more. So you're a 4 or 5 seed again, and then you get bounced in the first round again. Who are you going to blame this time? Oh, yeah, your coach again. So J.J. Redick is getting hired to get fired in 2-3 years max.
But if you hitch your wagon to that LeBron wagon, and it could be the Bronny James wagon, and Rich Paul, the power brokers that reside in L.A. for the Lakers, it's more than just who are you coaching what team. If you get in there, LeBron likes you, and Rich Paul likes you with his clients that he has, and those superstars that come in, and then he starts going to them and go, you know who's a head coach? Yeah, it was tough in LA, but you know who's good? JJ Redick.
But see,
the superstars that hold the cachet in this league.
Okay, so there's our disconnect because you're right. Let me lead with that. He's in the in crowd.
That just happened.
He's in the in crowd already. That's how he's going to get the job.
It's not normal evaluation. But
to
go
your
ahead.
point,
yeah.
If he goes there, he struggles, he gets fired, whatever, and he has that cachet of LeBron's crew saying this guy could coach, give him another chance. I don't have a problem with that, but I would rather, if I'm JJ Redick, go to a crap situation. Show my chops, actually earn it. Like I can coach, guys. And then move up. Like every other person in every other industry in their career. That's how it works. You start humble, you show you belong, and then you move up and you climb the ladder accordingly. What I don't like is this, okay, he's in the in crowd, so let's just bestow upon him this Laker job.
I think it's nasty work all around.
It's terrible.
One
of the best jobs in
here.
all of sports. Let's just see how it goes. And then if he struggles, he's still with the cool kids, so he'll get another job. I just think it's BS. It feels icky to me.
Even think of Mazzulla leading the Celtics. Like very young, fell into that job because of what happened with Udoka, but still worked his way up through benches at multiple levels, college, all that.
He was a Udoka disciple at least.
Yeah.
Right?
And then
what is J.J. Redick done?
Think of Eric Spoelstra, too.
Same thing. Yeah. That's right.
Pat Riley disciple, video room, putting in crazy hours.
That's all I'm saying.
Riley steps down, he gets that job. I get that.
Gerard Mayo.
But if the Lakers come calling, and whatever the number is at this point, it's the Los Angeles Lakers, you're taking that job.
Yeah.
You're a basketball lifer to coach the Los Angeles Lakers.
Right.
You're taking that job.
Yeah, he's going to take it. He ain't making 11 mil, though.
We'll see. You're going to look good with the mustache.
If they give J.J. Redick, a first-time head coach, the same money they were going to give
Dan Hurley,
an all-time great college head coach, that is insanity.
How bad do you want LeBron? Because if LeBron goes, you're paying him. You had the budget for Hurley. Give it to him.
Oh, God, their feet are held to the LeBron James fire. Give my guy $11 million a year, draft my son.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh, my God.
That's
you know what? Why doesn't he coach the G-damn team?
Is that what it's going to be?
Right?
Just JJ's the one that's up there.
No.
You need an actual
damn
coach.
JJ.
They can't They can't have Darvin Ham again.
I watched LeBron draw up plays. He took Darvin, give me the clipboard. Look, this is what we're doing, guys. You go here. I'm going to kick out here. You go there. Ready? Break. 1, 2, 3. Team on 3. Team. Darvin Ham's like, I mean, we've already seen it. Just coach. Player coach.
Run Frank Vogel out of town. Don't let Darvin work out. Never pans out.
Bro.
D'Angelo Russell. Like, you're going to coach D'Angelo Russell.
Bro.
It is a bad look. And on the other side of this, too, let's say the paycheck isn't what you expect it to be. If you're JJ Redick, it's like, are you really, like, you want to sign up for this?
Right.
Stress? This situation?
Right.
Even if he could fall into a job, same thing, and it's handed to him on a silver platter. Like, how he gets it aside. It's like, to the Lakers' job?
Yeah.
That's how you want to do it?
Yeah.
What if he sits back, you know?
Well.
And what can open up?
Well, listen, even if you can coach, George, best case scenario, there's still a 4 or 5 seed. That's my point. And you're not beating the elite teams out west.
And best case scenario, it's the same thing. What is this, a 2-3 year timeline because of what's LeBron's timeline?
Right. That's right. Yeah, exactly.
But
it's a mess,
he
bro.
could build out the clientele with Rich Paul.
It all goes back. No, you're not wrong. That's why I said I think you're right about that. Like, he's at the cool kids table at lunch, but at the same time, like, what's it going to get you? Big picture. I don't believe it's sustainable, is what I should say. All right, let's go to the WNBA now. So Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, we saw yesterday. They went at it. Their teams went at it. Caitlin Clark, give her credit. Her team won. She outplayed Angel Reese. So a lot of talk about who's Rookie of the Year, this and that. And those two will forever be a joint at the hip during their whole careers. We understand that. Here's a quote on Caitlin Clark and why people love watching her against Angel Reese. This is from Clark. She says, I think that she's done with her platform, what she's done with her platform has been absolutely incredible. She has an entire fan base that has supported her and what she did at Maryland and then LSU. Obviously, I've played for a very long time, and she's been a tremendous player. It's been fun getting to compete against Angel. I think it's been really good for the game. People just love seeing great matchups, but also they get to see how amazing these teams are. I love that these two are connected forever. It's like the new
a good
Magic
rivalry.
It's like the new Magic and Bird. I think it's great. And by the way, they're both balling out.
Yeah.
Caitlin's numbers are great. Angel's averaging a double-double. It's been fantastic, not only for the WNBA, but for sports, period, George.
And it's building up where, like, Angel seems like she's embracing to be the villain.
Yes.
And Caitlin knows what she represents, still propping her up. But even the moments they have, like that flagrant one foul that was between Angel and Caitlin, which was a complete, like, clean basketball play.
Yeah.
But it was a flagrant one foul. Like, Angel Reese going for a block, hits Caitlin Clark in the head. That's a flagrant one. That's what you're going to see. It wasn't malicious.
It wasn't egregious.
Exactly. It was unnecessary contact by the books. But the moments that'll build up, and if the sky continue to build forward and the fever continue to build forward with these draft picks, with these young cores they have, it starts in the rookie season, the back and forth they have, the Rookie of the Year race, the just like literally the snippets of seeing Angel Reese, a flagrant one foul, hitting Caitlin Clark in the head, go forward a season. Now they're both in the playoffs, or if they meet in the postseason this year, they're like, won't, they'll both be very low seeds. But if they meet in the playoffs at a certain point, that's what builds up all these moments going up. You have the villain, you have the hero of the league, the one that props it up, but they're both big names, and they both play well. They both should have a long career. I like that Clark said that about Reese and understanding why these get so many eyeballs, these games, especially those two. But she gets it. And the same thing, Caitlin, where you see people all over, like, clobbering her, attacking her, of course, like Angel playing dirty. It was a basketball play. And if Caitlin's not complaining about it, then shut up. Yeah. But if you watch it, like literally one watch it took, you go, yeah, it's a basketball play. Watch replay, another angle, it's a basketball play. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, you're right. And by the way, we have I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. We have enough examples of Caitlin literally getting mowed over by a lot of these players to see the difference between a basketball play that was just a hard foul, a tough basketball play, or literally what I have called a bounty out for her head, because we've seen that too. So you can't show me that Angel Reese play, to George's point, and say that that was that. It was not a malicious play at all. That was a basketball play. Flagrant, for sure, but not malicious.
Even to compare it, the Kennedy Carter
foul,
that's foul. That's dirty.
That's a bounty.
But the Angel Reese one, like, that's a basketball play.
That's right. That's right. End it right there. For all the latest on what's going on in women's sports, check out the latest episode of Respect Her Game with Sophia. Tune in on Nesson's YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you follow us on all your social media accounts for all of our best content. All right, now Father's Day was yesterday. As you open the show, asking me what I got, let's close it with some of the best father-son or father-daughter duos in all of sports. Let's just start rattling them off here, because I have a ton of them. What comes to top of mind is actually Dion and all his sons. All his sons play ball. Although Dion can be annoying at times, being the mouthpiece for these kids, we recognize the kind of player he was, an all-timer. And all his boys can play. I got to give it to him. All his sons.
Especially.
Shador is the special one out of the crew.
Yeah.
But all of them have had pretty good playing careers in their own right. So that's one of them. You give me one.
Kobe's dad had a decently long, Joe Jellybean Bryant had a decently long pro career, NBA, ABA,
It's a good one.
in Euro too. I think that one, because you have Kobe, 5-time world champ, obviously one of the greatest to ever play the game.
Yep.
And then his dad, taught him the game and handed it down to him. So I go Kobe and Joe Bryant.
Couple baseball, Griffey Sr. and Jr., Cecil and Prince.
Yep.
The Vladdy Sr., Vladdy Jr.
The Bonds. Bobby Bonds is in the 300 club. And then obviously Barry, one of the best baseball players ever. The Griffeys I love, because you have senior 2-time World Series champion, Hall of Famer, and then junior, obviously 22 years, one of the sweetest one of the sweetest swings in baseball, period, we'll ever see. Both Hall of Famers on that one. I like the fielder's call, too.
I want to give the ladies some love here. Dennis Rodman and Trinity. Now, their relationship has been well documented, but still, you got one there. Muhammad Ali and Layla Ali as well. Rest his soul. You got to get, I'm a girl dad, so you got to get some love in there for them as well.
Tamika Catchings, her dad, Harvey. Played a long time in the NBA. Defensive guy, not much gaudy numbers. Tamika, one of the all-time players. What was she? Champ, MVP, 12-time All-WNBA, 5-time DPOY, which she got from her dad, Harvey. So Tamika and Harvey Catchings.
Bro, what is it with the NFL? Archie and all his boys. Howie Long and all his sons. Clay Matthews and all his sons. Marvin Harrison Sr. and Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, what is going on in the NFL? If your dad could play, you could play.
Frank Gore and Frank Gore Jr., that might be a thing.
That's right. He's coming up.
Jerry and Brendan Rice, but Brendan Rice is a late draft pick, so I don't want to put him in the same sentence
as his dad. You think he hasn't felt that his whole life?
No. Wait, one I got for you?
Yep.
Yeah, I got to go Formula One.
Oh.
Kiki and Nico Rosberg.
Oh.
Both world champions.
Oh.
Now, Kiki wasn't as great as Nico, but Nico Rosberg won the world champion 2016, beat out our boy Lewis Hamilton for that. Literally retired 5 days later because he was like, it's so difficult to win a world championship. I'm done.
Wow.
That's how hard he has to work, but he was on the Mercedes team. Good job.
I'll take your word for it, but listen, I love NASCAR. How about the Intimidator and his son, Dale Earnhardt Sr., rest his soul, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah,
there you go. There. If you ain't first, you're last. How about in hockey, Keith Tkachuk and all his sons?
Yeah.
I mean, we got it all going on here. Hey, we talked about Bronny.
Well,
LeBron and his boys.
Fair.
They're on the come up, too.
Oh, Carmelo Anthony and Cayenne Anthony. You see Cayenne, he dropped like 40 points on 37 shots. I think I'm exaggerating.
He can ball.
No, it's Carmelo numbers. It's 40 points on 38% from the field. So, he's a bucket, but it's literally Carmelo Anthony 2.0, and I don't think that's a good thing.
Hey, it could be good if he plays defense and he keeps himself in shape.
And he passes the ball.
It could be good, George.
Well, it's not efficient.
It could be good. You never know.
I saw way too much.
I know.
The Knicks.
I know.
Up close and personal. Portland, Melo. Blazers, Melo. Humbled, Melo. That works.
Humbled Melo.
Just saying.
Did such a thing ever exist? Shout outs to Baltimore, though. Showing. I got to go back home, George. I can't be up here with the Melo slander. I got to go back home. For all the best content of the day, make sure you follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. for George Balekji, Travis Thomas, all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day weekend from yesterday. We appreciate all that you do. And thank you all for rolling with us. In Boston has entered the chat. Till next time when we enter it and we chat again. Peace.
Later.